Hey guys, what is up? It is Marcus here from Tyrone Gaming, and today I'm doing a rant video. Now, this is a series I'm hoping to start that will just be me ranting about topics, but first I'm just going to start off with something else. I know I haven't uploaded anything in a really long time, and I am sorry about that. My internet's been really bad, so it's been really hard to upload stuff. But basically, with this rant video or series, I'll just be talking about things that I find particularly interesting, and I'll see if it gets anywhere. Depends how good this video does and the other videos in the rant series. If it does really well, I'll give it a lot of attention, and if it doesn't do well, I'll give it less attention. But I don't think I'll quit it. But this rant, and it might be like every week or 2 weeks, depending on how good it does. But anyway, this rant is about violence in video games. So everyone's talked about this subject, almost everyone's talked about this subject at some point or another. And it's a pretty complex subject because what they're starting to do is there are a lot of violent video games out there, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Hatred, if you guys know what that game is, Mortal Kombat, a lot of violent video games. And a lot of people say that that's the reason that we're getting all these school shootings, not so much here in Canada, but school shootings and all of that. And I mean, a lot of gamers and stuff are starting to talk out and speak out about it and saying, that's, we're normal. We game, we're normal. So that's got to lead me to believe that it can't just be video games that's causing people to do stuff like this. And everyone's talked about this. I mean, like I said, everyone has talked about this. So I thought I might as well throw my opinion into the pool as well. My opinion's not anything different. It's not anything, particularly special. But it is my opinion. So, then again, if you are offended by this video, I'm sorry. I'm not making this video to offend you. If you have lost someone in these shootings, I can't imagine how hard that would be. But I'm not making this video to offend anyone. I just don't think it's fair that we're blaming video games for this when that's not the culprit. And so let's look at some examples. T. Martin on YouTube has over 2 million subscribers and plays a lot of Call of Duty. And as well as other games, but Call of Duty is very well known as a violent one. I myself play Call of Duty, and I'm not overly violent. I mean, I'm not violent. But T. Martin hasn't committed any major crimes. I guess I don't know him personally, but if he would have, I think we'd figure out about it in the news or whatever. Ali A is another good example. No major crimes and plays Call of Duty. Syndicate, another good example. No major crimes, plays Call of Duty, it's a violent video game. I mean, yes, you do look up, if you look up gamers raging, you'll find 110 videos of gamers smashing their computer or whatever. But the reason that is because games are hard, they're frustrating, and they're meant to be like that. Games are meant to be frustrating. They are. And the more you get mad, the easier it is to get you mad. So a lot of those people are letting the games get them mad, but, I mean, that's not it. The reason is, like, if we listen to these people that are doing it, and I'm not saying what they're doing is good. I'm saying it's absolutely awful and atrocious, but it's always for some external reason. Like, they're getting bullied, bad troubles at school. So it's not video games. And even, like, violence in general, not even technically about school shootings and stuff, violence in general. People are now saying it's caused by video games. And one of the things that people are trying to get rid of, which I find is really weird, the rating system. So Hatred, I think, got an A or something for adult only. Hatred, by the way, if you don't know, is a video game where basically you are a serial killer who goes out, the game's not black and white, but it's pretty close. You go out as a serial killer and kill everyone and everything you can, and in the game, your character does not intend to live. He is going out to cleanse the world as he sees it, and he's going to kill everything and everyone he finds. There's grenades, flamethrowers, everything. I don't necessarily agree with a game like that. That's what I would call an exploitation game, a game that tries to profit off of a concept that's not necessarily taken easy. It's basically profiting off of controversy. Because I don't know if you guys know, but Twitch has banned games like that in order to stop a game like Hatred from being played and being well recognized. And I think Twitch is right in doing so, because if a game has an A rating, you know, maybe it really shouldn't be streamed. And, you know, because anyone can watch it on Twitch. An 8-year-old could search up Twitch and, you know, say, oh, hatred, what's that? Click on that and get a completely wrong idea. Okay? And I do believe playing a violent video game at a young age might not be the best thing in the world. You know, playing an 8-year-old playing Call of Duty, search up 8-year-old raging on Call of Duty. Again, you'll find 110 million videos. Not million, but you'll find 110 videos that, you know, of 8-year-olds screaming, oh my god, you killed me, and rage quitting. And yeah, because they're playing and they're getting really frustrated. Because they're 8. They don't have any Call of Duties because they're just going to die a million times. That's not the point. But violence in general is more of a behavioral, and it's a personal thing. Sorry for the bad lighting in the background, the window is open. But yeah, it's more of a behavioral thing. So, you know, if you're born into a violent environment, say, you know, you're in the lower classes, you're born into more violent areas, there's a higher chance that you're going to be more violent in the future. Obviously, there's tons of people who are born into violent situations that aren't violent, that turn out, you know, perfectly normal or even better than average people. But, I mean, that's just the way it is. And so, in order to look at violence, we have to look at all the subjects. And since there's millions of people, even billions, of people across the world that have this, we can't look into the individual personalities of everyone. And so, basically what they're trying to do is categorize it all into one subject. Okay, is it this? Is it this? You know? And what they've chose is video games. And I find that a little ridiculous, because it's almost like being a dog and barking up a tree to get a squirrel when there's 70,000 trees around you and a squirrel's running down each one about once every minute. And you're barking up the same tree for one squirrel to drop down. Because presidents all around the world are donating millions of dollars to research to find that video games are the problem. And so far, it hasn't yielded any specific results. I mean, you can find studies on there that say video games do cause it, and you can find studies that say they don't cause it. But there's no definite study that says they do. Nothing. Psychiatrists will a lot of the times say that they do cause it, because it is a very easy thing to say. It's easy to say that it causes it. It's easy to say that you're not violent, it's just the things you're doing that are violent. Because a lot of people have done an experiment where they play video games for a while and then they stop. And they haven't got any less violent after they stopped. And you could argue that, oh yeah, well they've already started, they're already violent. Well, in reality, that's most likely not it. So, if we look at it then, what could it be? You know, you're asking, well, you're just saying it's not. Well, what could it be then? Well, the brain is a very complex thing, and there's millions of diseases and deficiencies and, you know, all this kind of stuff that we don't really know about and that can't be diagnosed. Or they don't look for it to diagnose it. And I think that, obviously, anger it starts in the brain. It is made in the brain. External forces might cause you to get angry, like stubbing your toe or whatever, but the reason you're angry is because neurons are firing in your brain. So maybe these neurons are more sensitive to it, and more sensitive to anything, so that something like that will turn you on. Well, not turn you on, but it'll, you know, click on those neurons and you'll get angry. The neurons are more sensitive. There's so many things that we don't understand and don't look for. It seems a little ridiculous to just blame it on video games because it's an easy thing to blame it on. I mean, it's kind of like stubbing your toe and then looking for the first thing that you see out of a kitchen, and there's a knife on the ground, you're like, oh my god, my toe might be cut off. Yeah, you know, it's kind of ridiculous. It's you know, it's not, it doesn't seem like something that is a logical explanation. Because look at people all around the world who are not violent. There's so many people around the world that aren't violent. And I mean, well, that aren't violent, play video games. Yeah, you do see the videos of the raging gamers, like I said before, you find 110 of them. raging gamers, whatever. But at the same time, you can find 220 videos of a gamer staying calm and playing his favorite game. Halo is a perfect example. You can see one video of a guy playing Halo and get mad, and 100 videos of a guy playing Halo and being perfectly calm, and you're like, oh, that's it, they cause anger, video games cause anger, it's violence in video games that causes it. And personally, I do agree with the rating system, the ESRB rating system. It goes E10 plus, T, I think then M, and then M17. I think so, but there's not a huge difference between E10 plus and E or M and M17 plus. M17 plus basically means there's going to be a lot of gore in this game. E10 plus means you might injure someone sometime in the game. E is obviously nothing. There is basically no difference, I would say, between E and E10 plus. It's more or less the same thing. But M and M17 plus, there's a more distinct line, but there's still basically nothing different with them. And there is A at the end, which of course is for games that are overly violent and swear a lot. And Grand Theft Auto 5 did not get an A rating. So that really shows you how hard it is to get an A rating. Hatred did, because you're going and killing people just for fun. And you might argue that there's nothing different between Grand Theft Auto 5 and Hatred. It's the tone of the game. Grand Theft Auto is done in a more silly tone, which I find makes it a lot easier to play. It makes the game flow smoother, and was a much better decision. Hatred is a much darker tone, and you are doing it for much more sadistic reasons. But off of that, so I think that'll be the end of this rant, as we're coming around 12 minutes. That is pretty long. I think that'll be the end of this rant. Thank you guys for watching so much, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.